Okay, Marianne, here we go. John wants you to have a virtual tour of the chickens. So we're on our way out. As you can hear, the chickens are somewhere. Okay, right now we're looking at, we call this the wood house. That's where our second cord of wood is going to go when we get it for the winter. And it's nice and cool in there in the summer and protected from the wind in the winter. And as you can see, that is Ginger and Angel. Oh, and there's Rosie. Those are the three big girls. So that's just sitting right outside our patio. This is the patio. Yep, I just planted some mums for the winter. Let me get my shoes on. I have the outside shoes and chicken coop shoes. I keep it pretty well picked up, but you never know when you're going to step in the chicken coop. Okay, see, this just came in the gate. There's the patio. This is what we call the dust bath. It's where I was going to have a garden and plant a tree, but the chickens liked it and dust bathed in it, and if dust bathing is good for them when it keeps bugs away and keeps them cool. And there's my babies. That's Kiko, and there's Nala. And they both just started laying eggs. They're eating right now what I call yuck. It's actually fermented chicken feed and scratch, and it's good for them. It's kind of like, I guess, yogurt for us. It's disgusting and it smells disgusting, but they love it. And this is the other one. You see umbrellas everywhere because we have no shade back here, and it gets so hot that we have to have shade. But this is the wood shed. We call one the wood house, one the wood shed. The wood shed already has a cord of wood in it for winter, and as you can tell, it's in the shade, and we have a fan blowing. It's important to keep them nice and cool. And right now we're looking at the chicken tunnel. I didn't take it down for the summer, but in the winter I cover it with a clear plastic. It keeps the snow out, and it's almost like a greenhouse. It stays nice and warm in the winter, and they like to get out. Okay, this is the path back to their spoiled little comfortable home. This is just a little area between, it just breaks the wind. I like to come sit out here sometimes when it's cool. That's the chest that keeps a lot of their supplies. And here we go. I cover most of these walls in plastic for the winter. It keeps all the wind out. And as you can hear, there's a radio. Yes, they're spoiled. But see, this used to be a double dog run, and we took out the center fencing and built our coop out of the old wood. This is the outside area. I mean, they don't like to go out in the snow, and that's our first pumpkin of the year. We gave it to them because we didn't think it would last till Halloween. But like I said, all these walls will get covered in a clear plastic, and this is just an area they can hang out. And then at night, this is the gate that we lock them up. This is actual run that they can be locked up in. Here they are. Here's their roost that they like to hang out on during the day when it's cold or rainy. And here's their feed. The middle one is oyster shell. That helps their eggshells be hard and strong, and it's calcium basically. And the other two are the feed and supplies. And as you can see, lots of fans, but it's almost feels like it's air conditioned back here. We keep it so cool. I keep the fan running in the nest. It blows on the floor. I put it up at night, but it blows the cool air in. As you can see, very spoiled. Lots of supplies. And there's a fan in two of the windows pulling hot air out. And here's where they sleep for the night. They sleep on this roost, and then they all fight, and they usually end up on this roost. This is the east one. But as you can see, it's completely fenced in, so they're so protected in the winter time. And sorry if I'm going fast. And there's their water. And this is the only chicken door that's open during the day in the winter time. But in the summertime, we keep the big door open too, just because of the heat. But, and right now I have their curtain closed. And as soon as the sun goes over above or on the other side, I open it up and you can see the lattice board behind it. And it stays nice and cool. Here's the door. Last one in is a rotten egg. This is a door that we can sneak behind. Go in there. We can sneak behind the shed. The chickens don't come back here. This is where I keep feed. And I can come back here and check their nesting boxes. In the summer, I open the nesting boxes and just put netting over it. It keeps it cooler. And like there's that one, the fan in the window there. And here's the other nesting box. And one egg. I was hoping there was two, because Kiko, our new one, just came out, but that one's obviously Rosie's. I have 2 brown egg layers, 2 white egg layers, and a green egg layer. And right now I have dark tarps up here to keep the wind and the sun out. But in the winter it'll be clear plastic to let them get as much sunlight. And oh, Kiko and Nala follow me out. They follow me everywhere. And Kiko, this one, she'll get up on your lap and let you pet her and lovable. The other one, Nala, that's scratching, she'll let you pet her and stuff, but she's not crazy about being held. Hi Nala. Hi Kiko. Come on, shoo shoo. Shoo shoo. So, you can see it's a good sized area. And people laugh at me because I definitely keep it clean. On the board, there's a little chalkboard. That's where I keep track of how often I have to fill their chicken feeders. They have access to dry all the time. They get 1 scoop of the fermented stuff. And then, since our garden overtook us, we fenced in this area for the chickens. And no, that is not a grave site, which I told John he should change that. That's where our pumpkins are going to go next year, because they have really overtaken our yard. Just a minute. Come on, Kiko. We're going to go show her the garden. Choo-choo. 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 As you can tell, they go everywhere. John built me this sidewalk, which is really helpful in the winter, and I have a small shovel that I can just follow the path and keep it shoveled all the way back, and I don't get in the mud or the snow or whatever. And see, you can see all the umbrellas I have out. We only have the 1 tree in the backyard, and it's just now starting to grow. Okay, now we'll come back in the patio. And my flowers. And obviously we have to keep another fence up so the chickens don't get in. But this is John's first attempt at a garden. Next year we know to move the corn somewhere else because it's hiding the sun from the tomatoes. Okay, right here is a bunch of new dirt because we're going to expand the garden, because John kind of found out he likes gardening. But that's only 3 tomato plants. We were planning on plants, not tomato trees. And as you can see, our corn is taller than the eaves of the house. And there's our 1 tree. He's got to trim it up on the bottom so it'll start growing different. But there's his garden. And there is the pumpkin plant that has grown completely out of the fence. That is just 3 little seeds that were clear back behind the scarecrow, and they've made their way over here. We've picked 2 pumpkins already. There's 3 pumpkins outside the fence. There's at least 2 or 3 in the fence, and it's even grown outside the gate, and there's at least 1 out there. This is the area. It's got plants right now, but in the winter we put bird seed, and the chickens love it because they eat the bird seed. but John, in the summer, we fill the bird bath for the birds, and John keeps turning the dirt so they can have their worms. And so that is a virtual tour of our crazy, non-organized chicken yard. Love ya.